Hey y'all, it's Julie. I'm the Gulf Coast Stitcher and I'm back for another video. It's been forever, but I have been enjoying Flosstube and all the amazing content from the new Flosstubers that are out there. I'm finding Flosstubers that are new to me. I hope some people will find this channel. It's been a long time since I've done an update, and it actually is coming with some gentle nudging from my dear friends who keep reaching out and saying we'd love another video, and my husband actually too, just because Flosstube is a way we all stay connected to each other, and I guess he's just kind of picked up on the fact that I haven't been as connected with some of my Flosstube friends as I really could be or should be. I don't know. So everybody said, hey, please make a video. So here I am. It's going to be disorganized. I have no script. I have no, I don't have a ton of progress since the last time I've done a video, but I do have haul as per usual. And I have a few plans, some crochet, lots of things. Anyway, also my husband's outside tinkering around. The weather's getting a little weird. He may bounce in and out of this video. My husband is Dan, so another Julie and Dan duo. He's also working on a boat trailer, so if you hear weird things outside, that's probably him. I guess we'll jump right in. I have a lot to show. I went to the Smoky Mountains. We went the New Year's Eve week, and while I was there, I was able to stop in Pigeon Forge at Dixie, Darling. And it was a wonderful experience. There was a lady working there, and I'm sorry I didn't get her name. I hope she forgives me if she's watching this. We did talk about Flosstube a little bit while I was there, but the owner was out of town. I think she was actually in Florida, which was kind of funny because I'm in Florida now, and but it was a lovely shop, and I found a designer that I didn't know about, and I found out she's well, we'll discuss her when we get to haul. But, so I bought a few things as per normal. And then, yeah, so I'll just show you what I've got. It's been so long since I've done this, I have no baseline to show you progress. I have no, I don't even remember what was in my last video. And there's so much content, I don't go back and watch my videos. I don't even watch them before I post them. But everyone here is good. Things are good. So I thought here we go. All right. I don't even think that I have these things separated. I have a laundry basket sitting next to me in the kitchen. I don't even have them separated into categories of any kind. So I hope if you're OCD, you'll forgive me for that. This is a mess. We'll start with a crochet project. So in a car, I have difficulty, at least in my husband's truck. He's got a big giant truck. I have difficulty cross-stitching. I don't know if it's because I'd rather be the driver than the passenger, or if it's because of my bifocals. I don't know what it is, but I'm sorting out some granny squares here. So on our car trip, I can crochet just fine. I just can't, like I said, cross stitching, it's just not fun for me. I can do it. It's not that fun. So, but crochet, and this time of year, I don't know, it's like the time right after Christmas, I just want to crochet. I don't know what's up with that, but, my whips don't I get a lot of 3/4 of the way done whips, because as soon as I start really cranking on something, then I'm kind of over crocheting and ready to focus on other crafts. So anyway, here's what I have. So this is all Lion Brand yarn, and it is the National Park series. I have no plans for how I'm going to put these together. I just absolutely love the texture of this yarn. I love the feel of this yarn. It's amazing. So this is kind of an autumnal theme that I'm going with this blanket, and then I'll show you my plans for another one whenever I get down to the pile that's on the floor. So these are just a sampling of the colors. They're showing up a lot more vibrant than they are. They're really kind of prim-ish. Here's a different green. Wow, I have no idea how to display these. And here's a purple. So, like, I know that this is the Joshua Tree color, which I love. Yosemite, it's got burnt orange, and this is the Smoky Mountains, which is like a tweed gray. Anyway, I pumped out 75 or so squares, give or take, and I need to figure out exactly what I'm going to do. This is just a sampling of them, how I'm going to bind them together, what I'm going to do, but I've been enjoying just the simple mini finishes and just the warmth and the heft of this yarn in my hands this time of year. I've just enjoyed it. Okay, forgive me for reaching. Woo. Oh, okay. Let's see. I got this, my little crochet bag. Here's some more colors in that. So this is the Lion Brand Heartland series. This is Badlands. But like I said, the colors are just, they're so rich. The yarn is very soft. This is number 4 medium weight yarn, and I'm using a J hook. So one more thing I want to show you about what I'm crocheting are a few hooks that I got. Here's some more colors. Oh, this is Grand Canyon National Park. So I've been hoarding that. I don't even know what I'm going to do with all of the national park. Wow, that's hard to get out. I don't even know what I'm going to do with all of the squares or whatever. I'm just enjoying making them, and I'll figure it out later. But they kind of run along the same color, like a jewel tone, I don't know, earthy and jewel tone. I don't even know if those two things go together, but anyway. So I splurged on a few hooks. I like the Susan Bates crochet hooks because they have what is called a deep neck. So I just like that, how I like that motion. So these are the crochet equivalent to Fancy Floss, I guess. They're by Furls. This is like an acrylic resin hook. He's also got he's pretty deep, but I think the texture feels different where you see the swirl. This is the Galaxy series. So I kind of wish the swirl was down on the handle more so that the smoother part of the hook was at the top, because this feels a little rough. So I don't know. It's definitely a first world problem, but beautiful hook. And then this one is an Odyssey. This is too much money for a crochet hook, but it's pretty amazing. Like anything else. This is the silver and nickel. I don't know. I'm not that good with this stuff. These were pricey, but they have a balanced weight. So like when you pick up a good knife, and I hold my crochet hook like a knife, like this, so that nice balanced weight is really nice. But a $2 Susan Bates hook from Joann's works just as good. But that's a little bit of haul for crocheting. Okay. My mouth's already dry. I haven't done this in so long. It feels weird. And it feels weird not for Sarah not to be here too. She's at school doing amazing. All right. Wow. This will be the perfect video to just listen to and not watch. Here's a couple of starts. I haven't started them yet. These are just kitted. They're together because they're kitted with the same fabric. I got this fabric at Dixie Darling, which is why it's all out. These are not in the immediate rotation whatsoever, not even close, but they were in my Dixie Darling bag. So I got Deer in the Spring Wood, and this is a hand blessings chart. I just love it. After being in Tennessee, we were there for all the snow. It was wonderful. I just feel like I'm drawn to this. So this I'm going to do in Sulky. There's the brown and the green. Now I will pull, this is supposed to be a single stitch, half stitch to make the shadowed look. You can't do that with Sulky, obviously. So I will pull DMC just for the shading. But I'm using just a Sulky green and a Sulky brown. And then this is Picture This Plus Fawn, which I got at Dixie Darling. I tell you, we had a discussion about how hard it is to find fabric, and you get it when you can. And I never stitch on 28 anymore. I just don't. But Picture This Plus has a tighter, part of their process makes their weave a little tighter, in my opinion. So I love the Sulky coverage on the 28 count Picture This Plus linen. So this is going to be, this is pretty small. It's like a 8x8. That'll be on one piece of this. And then on the other piece, I'm going to use these sulkies, which are variegated and very autumnal. That's actually pretty good representation of the color. See those? Sorry, it's really hard to hold these spools and fabric. I'm going to stitch eventually. Like I said, this isn't anytime soon. This Stony Creek, if thanks. So I'm going to do the pumpkin in the orangish variegated way, the leaves in the green, and the turkey in the brown orange. So that's a someday. But I went ahead and pulled those when I got back from Dixie Darling, because I thought, oh, let me go ahead before I forget what I bought this for and put them together. So those are in the someday whip pile. So this video will be kind of like a whip parade and kind of like a purchase parade and kind of like a what I'm stitching on parade. It's kind of every floss tube, right? Okay, what should I do next? Let me do a little more Dixie Darling haul. So I did not know prior to going there that the owner of Dixie Darling is also what am I trying to say? Foxwood Crossings. They're the same, one and the same. So I had to pick up some Foxwood Crossings charts. That's hard for me to say. While I was there. So let's see, what did I get from them? Okay, these are in no particular order. This is just a little bit of a purchase haul. And then we'll go into my whips. So it was Christmas, well, it was New Year's Eve week when we were there, so everyone still had their Christmas decorations up, and they had a tree with all their sleds. So I've never stitched on perforated paper, but they had a 3-pack of sleds plus the 3 pieces of perforated paper you need to do any of their 3 small sled charts. So I went ahead and bought too many. I've never done them before, so why not buy all of them, right? That's what we do. I really like these though, the little village, because it'll make me think of when we were there. It was a white Christmas, that's for sure. These are so cute. Sorry about the glare. I'm not going to unpack these though. So they look I mean, they're not very, like, these don't have a lot of confetti. They have quite a few, let's see. It looks like there's about 12 colors. So I guess that's a lot. Just looks deceptively easy. So I've got those for the sled. And then I fell in love with that. I love raccoons. I fell in love with that chart. That's on one of their original designs. So I've got that. I love anything that's, you know, barns, farms, old houses. Love all that. Stitcher in Residence. Now this was stitched as, I believe it was made into a pillow with just this portion, which is what I plan to do. Love that. And then I thought this was the cutest little thing. Look at this little bed. This little bed is so cute. So I got this because this model in person is so cute. So it's I'll have to read the finishing instructions, but you basically make a little mattress and a little duvet. You kind of stitch that. In person, it was adorable. So I definitely encourage you to reach out to Dixie Darling if you want to see more of those. They had maybe 3 charts with the little beds. Okay, so then I turned the corner in the shop. And, you know, it's a shop that's been there for a long time. It's a lot of older models, a lot of stuff I've already seen before. Needlepoint, not my thing. You know, there was not a ton of stitching charts that I don't already have access to as a shop owner myself, but I had never seen these designs by Linda Myers. So they had a whole wall of her models, and I fell in love. And my husband fell in love too. He said, "Oh my gosh, those are great. Go ahead and kit one up." So I kitted one up. Even though I have all the parts at home, I wanted to support Dixie Darling. I had a great time spending too much money there. Most of these came from there, and then a few of these, the ones that are kits, I grabbed off of eBay. So I'm just going to flip through these. Now you have to look past the fact that these were probably made in the 80s, early 2000s, late 90s. You got to look past that on the framing and stuff like that. Let me just tell you, in person, they're completely relevant today and looked amazing. So anyway, I love this one. This is Quilt Sampler 8 by Linda Myers. So you know I'm going to have to go on the hunt for the other 7 at least before this. I can hear Robbie rolling her eyes, thinking I'm crazy. Like I said, you have to look past some of the even just the scene up here. An Amish sampling. Forgive me for the glare. Memories of Home. They had this model there. Oh, they had every model there. What am I talking about? Again, I wouldn't mat it. I might have it finished on a quilted wall hanging or something, but Cottage Farm. Look at that. I love Weathervanes. I love Americana. This is Quilt Sampler 12. Uh-oh. Quilt Band Sampler. So amazing in person. And all these were stitched, most of these, not all of these, but most of these were stitched on Ada, and I probably will stitch them on Ada, or maybe 32 count, because I like the coverage. So this was one that they had the model of, but they didn't have any of the chart left. I had to buy it off of eBay, but Dan really liked this one. I actually have 2 of these somehow. So one of these I'll be doing in a giveaway in a future video. I'll get back in the swing of things before I do another giveaway. But this is the stitch version, or there's an applique guide. Look at this. So amazing. The Simple Life. Road to a Friend's House. Quilt Sampler 13. It's getting scarier for me as I go through these. I love this. Snowy River Quilts, which this is exactly what it looked like when we were there. It was a big, big snow when we were there this year. Log Cabin Lone Star. It's beautiful. Okay, that's all of those. That's a lot. Actually, that's not all, because there's one that has worked their way into my whips. But so she has passed away, is what the lady let me just say, I didn't fact check that, but the lady that worked at Dixie Darlin told me that, that Linda Myers passed away, and, you know, that it had been relatively recently, and that her daughter may or may not be, I think she said they were hoping that she was going to continue printing, but that's why I bought everything I could, because I knew I loved them. I knew that I wanted them in my stash, and hopefully her daughter will continue to reproduce her mom's work, because I think it's awesome. But Linda Myers. So that was a haul for that. And a couple other things I bought since we've seen each other last. Oh, wait. There's a little bit more haul at the bottom of this basket, so I think I see one more Linda Myers. Like I said, I can hear Robbie rolling her eyes. I'm crazy, but I like it. I bought this. Roses Ever Blooming. Summer House Stitchworks. No immediate plans to do that, but I thought it was incredibly cool. And then I was on the hunt for this magazine since we were in Tennessee, because Fancy Lady had showed Fancy Lady Stitches had shown this magazine in her video, and you know, of course, it's hard to find things here in the U.S. right now. The supply chain is so disrupted, but there was a chart in here. Let's see if I can find the picture. The reason I really there was a couple of actually really cool things in here, but this one, Fancy Lady showed, I think, and I was just like, I love that. Love this. So this must be stitched. I have no immediate plans to do it, but I was thrilled to find the magazine. And then I did find a digital subscription. I couldn't find a place to actually do a paper subscription, and they said they weren't shipping internationally. But I did find an Amazon magazine shop had this, so I can get it digital on my Kindle, because there's not a ton of stuff. You know, I'm not going to stitch a snowman, but little unique items like that I just love. So this is really cute too. It's very, very cute. So got that. All right, that's all the immediate haul that I can see. I know there's a little bit more in the bottom of this basket. Just gonna shift everything real quick and tell you kind of what my plans are and what I've been working on. So Madeline, Robbie, and I had a Zoom call, and I had this bright idea, because my number of whips are out of control. My number of starts are worse than that. My number of acquisitions is even worse than that. And I was like, hey, I need to have some sort of, I don't know, rotation or short list. I needed a short list for sure. So we picked 5 whips, 5 new starts, and basically that's your 10 slots in your rotation. So you've got to free something up to start something new. I only broke that rule with one chart, and that was because Dan asked me to get stitching on it, which never happens. That's exciting when your husband plugs in, and I started it when we were on our trip. So I just put like 10 stitches in it when we were on our trip, so that worked its way into this. But anyway, let me show you what I got. So this is a current whip. So this is one of my 5 whips. I have been working on this since Market. It was my favorite purchase at Market. It was just sorry. I thought I had I'm on airplane mode, but sometimes when I have my speakers up, you'll still hear a ding. I apologize. So, Maria Futter Appleton, 1831. It's the colors, it's the symmetry, it's the everything. And there's so much stitching here. So much stitching. But I've loved every minute of it, and I picked it up. This is in my rotation. We all decided when we were on our Zoom call, it was like not even a question that this needs to go on the short list. So, this is how far I am. I've done most of the border. I just have to do the greenery down this side. And I'm working on the tree. I'm putting it on the oranges right now, or the blossoms of the tree. But the light doesn't do this justice. Of course, I'm stitching this on 40 count cream, Zweigart linen. It's just in silk by the Thread Gatherer. I love everything about this. So everything is called for there. Love, love, love. I will tell you, if you buy this, I think I've discussed this before, if you buy the thread pack, you're going to need another skein of the orange color because it's a lot of stitching. So that is one of my 5 that I'm working on that's kind of a carry into WIP. This is another one that I'm working on. This is for Sarah. It's an Peacock folk heart, but I love how it's Nordic looking, but that it also has, that it looks anatomical. I love it. You know, it's clear that it's trying to be an anatomical heart, not a love heart. Stitching this on 40 count vintage country mocha. That's how far I am. So someone on a video was talking about vintage country mocha not too long ago, and they said that you have to be really careful to keep your variegation and the modeling going left to right horizontally and not up and down, because when you do it up and down it looks like rain or something about that. And now that's all I see when people stitch it this way. I mean, you stitch it however you want, but I totally see that now. So if I just pass that on to your visual index, I apologize. But so I'm stitching this horizontal with horizontal modeling on 40 count, and I'm stitching that in a red Silks for You 1/2. It's perfect coverage. I like fluffy coverage, like full coverage, whereas Robbie likes to see the X's more than I do. And one strand of whatever color this is, whatever number this is, of Silks for You. Love it. Looks great. So that's 2 of my 5 need to get finished WIPs. This is one that I said got added in. I'm breaking my own rules, but it was a Dan request, and I'm so close to a finish on one that I forgot by my chair. But this was, I kitted this up at Dixie Sampler. Dixie Darlin'. I'm so sorry. I hope I haven't said Dixie Sampler every time. Dixie Darlin'. It's so stinking cute. This is called Kindred Spirits. And I haven't gotten very far. I think it's this way, actually. Yep. And I'm stitching this on a 32 count Belfast in khaki, just because I wanted to use 2 strands. It was stitched on 8, the model was, but I want that heavy, thick, almost needlepoint looking coverage on this. So that's a fun pick up and put 1 penny in. It's not. It was a bonus. It's a bonus. That's it. Colors for that. Oh, one thing I want to show you. Sorry about all the squirrels, but Robbie and I were at Michael's. This is the floss that I have used so far for that penny red one. And we were looking for, it was at Christmas time, But on their clearance rack, they had these earring and necklace holders in the jewelry making section. And they already have this hole punched. They already have these like the bobbin split for you to thread, I guess, a necklace, but in our case, any threads you're working on. And then they have these two flaps that you can push up and run a working thread through there. So these turned out to be the most amazing floss tags, and all I have to do is punch this hole. And I think there's like 200 of them in a pack, and it was on clearance. But even if it weren't, I would pay for it. It's the perfect weight of cardstock. So that's just an idea for you, but I thought it was brilliant. They're just earring. And they're gray. That's the ones we had, but I think they had white too, but I chose gray. I just poked this hole, and that's it. Easy peasy. Okay, another working whip. So I've shown you 2 plus my bonus, so this is number 3. This is Beachcomber by Carolyn Manning. This is also a rabbit hole. I bought this, and then I ended up buying like 8 more Carolyn Manning charts because I'm crazy. But they're all kaleidoscope-ish, and just, again, it's kind of that quilty, I don't know. I like it. I don't think I've worked on this since I've shown it last. But I'm a third-ish of the way done. So, and I'm doing this on 18 count Aida with 2 strands because I like fat and chunky coverage of DMC. If I could have done the work and converted this into sulky and would have been happy with the coverage, but I didn't. I just did the called for colors. I love it. So that's where I'm at on Beachcomber. I stitch in hand primarily unless I'm stitching on Aida, and then I use a Q-snap. And I bought myself a Kay's Creation lap stand. It's by my chair, and it's wonderful. I got the mini. I think it's called the mini. And it holds an 11 by 11 for me with no trouble on my lap. So one other, I think that's it on the ones I was currently working on. I think. The one other I was currently working on that's by my chair is a Weathervane, a cow Weathervane. This is a new start. Ooh, I can't show you the chart. Oh, here we go. This is one of my new starts. Haven't started it yet, but it's a placeholder in my 10 that are going to be in my rotation. And it's Bienvenue. And I love this. It was in a magazine. I printed off. And I'm going to stitch it on 40 count. I think this is 40 count Old Town Blend, I think. And I'm using Oxide, which is beautiful silk. And I cut the silk into like only like 12-inch pieces, so once it's looped, it's really looks short, but I don't want it to be fuzzy, and I wanted to be able to pick out the color spot that I'm working on. So it's picking up a lot. I guess that is actually pretty accurate. The only thing you're not seeing really well is the gold, which the gold is stunning. So I thought this would just be great for a kitchen piece. Yep. So that's on my, this is a placeholder and of my 5 new starts. But it's yet to have been started. I'm not going to take this out of the box, but this is a Lenarte kit, and it is Great Blue Herons. If you follow my channel at all, you know I have a backyard heron. We believe we're in the 2nd generation of him. So we've had Frank number 1 and Frank number 2. He's wonderful. But I mean, look at that. Ah! So this is a start holding spot. I'm not gonna watch this video back, but if I did, I don't know that any of that would make sense. Okay. This is that was voted no, so I don't even want to show it yet. So I don't want to discourage anyone from starting it if it's in their stash. So no. I still have all the stuff in the bag from when we were voting on what we were going to start when. Okay. Michelle, Striped Rose. I don't know if you've done this or not yet, but I think you're going to like it. Look at this. Marjorie Massey's, I don't know how to say that in French, but alphabets. Doing this in a Victorian motto. Centennial favorite, similar to DMC 349. And I'm going to do that. I have a whole yard. I won't need the whole yard. I just haven't cut it yet. Of Zweigart cream. So that's when you start. So our thing, I don't even know if I did a great job explaining it. 5 whips bringing into the rotation of 10 things that are new start, or 5 things that are new starts for a total of 10 in your rotation. Knock one out, put a new one in. That's about the easiest way that I can think of. These are things that didn't get selected. Okay. So that was 1, 2. Okay. This is another one that Dan asked me. Well, he just asked about a wedding sampler. So long dog samplers. He didn't say, hey, can you stitch me this? But he just said, we don't have a wedding sampler. And he did pick out the fabric and the colors. So I guess he's getting there. This is a silk for you. So that's pretty true. It's like a plumish red. And I'm doing this on Use Ear by Seraphim Fabrics, and this fabric was gifted to me by Madeline. And its Use Ear is green, pink, gray. So that's the color choice for that. So that's a new start. Spot holder. So I got to get them done so that I can free up a spot. We live in hope, but my spot holder, I love this. I do want to do this. I do plan on doing this, but this is what we all voted on. So we all voted on each other. So we all brought like 15 or 20 to the table, and we narrowed it down to 5 of the whips and 5 of the new starts. So that will not take me too long, I don't think. And I've got the called for weeks. A Ziploc bag. Not that I don't have project bags. I just need to organize my life. This is another of my new starts. This is Old Salty Santas. I'm doing it. It was a kit. I'm doing it on the called for Ada with the called for included DMC. I know I've showed this before. It's like a greenish color, very true to picture. And the DMC is all pre-sorted. Hallelujah. So this won't, I don't think this will take me long once I get going. But it's difficult even with 10 to focus on like, which one am I going to work on so I can get these knocked out. So I'm kind of planning my attack kind of like the debt snowball. If you know about Dave Ramsey's debt snowball, the way you pay stuff off. So I'm handling my whips that way. Like the one that needs the most work, I want to just knock that out, and then I can cross it off the list. And then that time that I would be working on that can be added to something else in the rotation. And I'm sure that's the point of everybody's rotations anyway. Plus just to remind yourself of how what all you have and how blessed you are to have it. But I think that's what I'm going to do. So I've almost finished the Weathervane. So he's out of the rotation. So technically that will be the one I said was the bonus that I actually threw in. So I won't get anything new because that will count for him. But I'm getting pretty close on a few of the ones that are like the heart that can be knocked out. So yeah, and I did not plan this strategically. Like I didn't sit down and say I need smaller pieces so I can get more starts. If I'd have thought about it, I might have done it, but I didn't plan ahead for that. I think there's one more. I better just clear off a little elbow room. So I'm keeping all of this in my bag by my chair so that's the only thing that's in there are the 10 things I'm allowed to mess with. Okay, here's my last one. I was like, I know I have one more. My last one that is an almost finish that'll free up a spot is this Prairie Schooler. Red Skies at Night, Sailor's Delight. It's so close. I could probably finish this today. And then I don't know, I haven't decided yet if when I knock those 10 things out, if I'm gonna immediately start working on something else or just keep narrowing my list. But I could, as long as I don't have more than 10 items in this bag. So I don't know. I don't know how I'm gonna do that yet. Okay, now I've worked my way down to the bottom of this basket. I got this bag from Becky Nolan. Can you even? I love it. I love the fabric. All right. So I'm gonna put all this back in this laundry basket. So now you see what's in my, I guess it's kind of a whip parade and a purchase parade a little bit. That was just what's the 10 items I'm allowed to touch right now. Finish something, I can throw something else in that bag. Or maybe, like I said, I'll just try to empty the bag. Who knows? All right, here's a couple more purchases. This is Linda Myers again. It's a kit. I love that. So I just like that whole like quilt block, folky. It's very cool. My husband's into it too, so it's bonus. Got this reprint of Christmas Traditions because I want to stitch this one. Donkeys are so cute. The burrows are cute. That's the one I want. The part I would like to stitch in no time in the next 5 years, but eventually. So that brings me to the last few things. This is my last little bit of haul and things for my shop. So I have an online shop, Gulf Coast Stitches. I've been in business since 2017 and have loved every bit of it. I have backed off adding new inventory because the supply chain is difficult, number one. Number two, there's not a ton of new inventory out right now. Designers were prepping for market. Market has been postponed until 2022. So there's no market this year. So they did initially have it moved to May, and now there's no market at all. So people will be releasing things, and things will get interesting, and we'll get some more new inventory in. So these things you have seen, undoubtedly. I'm not the first to fire them off and put them on my website right now. There's just a lot of things going on. But they will be on my website now. So you know them, you love them. Barb and Alma. This is Christmas Rose. So I have these will be listed. Early Christmas Morning has been out for a while, but I ordered some more to replenish stock. I love the colors in this. And then the much coveted, I got the last 5 copies. The last 5 copies that I could find of the Book of Days that I could find at a distributor. In fairness, I did not reach out directly to Needlework Press, but I grabbed all they had left at Hoffman. So I've already, Madeline, if you're watching this, yours is already in the mail on the way to you, and I've already pulled mine, so I have 5 to sell. And these will be on my website as well. So website is Gulf Coast Stitches. As I said, you can, there's not a wish list feature there. My website provider doesn't provide one yet, but you can throw things in your cart. Whether someone buys it out from under you or not, that can happen. It has happened. It may happen with something like this. So go ahead and check out. That's my advice to you if you want to get your hands on one of these. I have a ton of items on my shop discounted 50%. I have a ton of items discounted at 20%, and I have an entire box of stuff that I need to add that kind of came out in the last month or so. So there's some new heartstring samplery items. The day job has just been insane, so I haven't got those things listed yet. But when I do list them, I'll go ahead and include a discount on those as well. So let my busy life be your stitchy bonus, I guess, because I got to move a lot of the stuff out of here, and the price reflects that. So anyway, I hope you'll go check my shop out. Give me a chance. I'm always really, I feel like I pride myself on fast shipping. If there's ever been an issue with an individual order, I try to take care of that. A one-off, things happen, but I try to be quick, and I try to make sure your stuff gets to you with tracking. So I can't control the post office, as we all know. We all have to be patient in these days, but if you're looking for the Book of Days, go check it out on my website. And I need to start filling mine out, I guess. Gosh, we're already, tomorrow's February 1st, so we're already in February. But I know you're familiar with how these look, and I'll buy some stickers, I guess. Maybe I'll put stamps in mine. Rather than buying an entire book of stickers, I could buy some stamps, and it'd be a cool way to collect them. I don't know. Anyway, I love everybody. I'm sorry if this video was bumbly and disjointed and out of whack, but that's how the last 6 or 7 or 8 months has felt like to me. So I am going to close and tell you all that I love you, and thank you for reaching out to me and checking on me. Thank you for producing content that's amazing. I look forward to stitching with so many of you. Special shout outs to Lori Mischievous Stitches. Your presence on Flosstube is a blessing to all of us. Michelle the Striped Rose, you're my homie. I love your videos. Fancy Lady keeps me inspired. I love the Attic Needleworks channel. So many wonderful people out there, and so many people that I'm seeing for the first time who have 30 videos out already, which is crazy. I remember the days of doing a video every week. I'm not in that season right now. I have a lot of responsibilities at the college and trying to navigate through the world of COVID and navigate others through it safely at the college. And being, I got the baby away at college. Being everything to everybody gets kind of overwhelming sometimes. So I'm not going to commit to weekly, but I will do my very best to come back. I'm going to shoot for every 2 weeks. It's a good goal. Every 2 weeks. Then I'll have some hopefully noticeable progress to make, unless I've been on a crocheting binge, in which case I'll confess to that as well. Anyway, have a wonderful night. I love you guys. Bye.